Okay, so welcome to the last talk of the series that we are holding. And today we have Steve Rebello here. Steve is currently working for Max Steel, and he's a father of, I think his wife is expecting the 10th child. So he has a lot of experience in how to run a very effective family, but at the same time doing his professional job, sanctifying his life, and making everything fit. So this is the topic of today, and let's welcome Steve.
All right, so I guess I wanted to, I guess at the beginning, give credit where credit was due, because most of the ideas that I'm going to talk to you about, or most of the ideas that we're going to discuss or have some focus on, are not my, didn't start with me, are not my personal ideas. Although I've taken from different places and made them my own, and certainly tried to live them out as best I can. So I guess first and foremost, to me the model, at least for my work and my family life and whatnot, that I go by is the one that I was raised within, and that's, so I got to give credit to my parents, my father and mom. I was raised in a family of 11, so the fact that I have 10 is kind of a come by it, honestly. That was the, growing up was kind of the best thing that ever really happened to me, so I guess we imitate what we appreciate, so I guess, that I have to give credit to my dad and my mom for that. And the other big part of my life is, as you know, is Center of Estate. I'm becoming Ernescliff, well, since before Ernescliff. I'm a member of Estate, and thank God I had a vocation, and a lot of the ideas and whatnot about sanctification of work and trying to do our best, fulfilling sort of the daily duties that we come in contact with, and trying to promote those that effort as putting our best foot forward as part of our personal sanctification is something that obviously I owe to the formation and whatnot that I received growing up and being around the Centers of Estate. Obviously, all of that goes back to the life of St. Josemaria. Certainly his writings and whatnot, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with and whatnot, are part and parcel of the things. So I also brought a whole bunch of books. I'm not going to go to them and read you from them or anything like that. I'll pick them up and maybe show you, just so that you have some ability to see maybe where some of the other ideas are coming from as well. So, great. The first thing I wanted to do is, I have no idea who most of you are. I got a feeling there's people that are married, some have kids, some don't. So I was just trying to get a flavor, because I got way more material to talk about. So I could talk forever about different things. So two things. One, I want to appreciate where you guys are coming from. So can I just get an indication of how many people are actually married? Yeah, so okay. Number. And then, so I'm going to assume that most of the people, is there anybody and those that are married have kids? In some cases, most of them. Okay, great. All right, so it gives me a flavor. The rest of you are single, I'm assuming. Perfect. Okay, great. Okay, so you single people forget to leave now. I met my wife when I was 15, because God knows that I was absolutely hopeless with girls, and if I needed to make sure that I met somebody when I was young, then there was no chance for me, so I met my wife when I was 15, and I never looked back since. So I guess the topic was, I don't know, everybody has that invitation, was fitting. The only thing that stuck in my head was fitting things in. When I talked to Salva yesterday to remind me that I was supposed to give the talk, that was a joke. Come on, man, work with me. It was about fitting everything in. So sometimes I think, objectively speaking, I have a lot of things going on in my life. Yeah, I have 9 kids. My wife's expecting the 10th. I have a very demanding job. I'm the Vice President of Sales for Max Steel. I have a group of about 30 people that work or directly report to me. We do a lot of business in Southern Ontario, selling steel. It's to an automotive market that is so demanding, and I don't know if anybody's worked in that kind of environment, but they're wholly unreasonable and generally unforgiving. So, you know, that's the kind of work I do. And then, of course, you know, in having a vocation to sanctify that life, you know, both family life and work, all that goes with it, also has demands as well, as I'm sure you're aware of, as you try to, you know, live out your lives as best you can as well. So sometimes the idea of fitting things in is a trick. So I'm gonna give you the punchline right at the beginning of the talk, so that if you don't really pay attention to anything more, you'll get the punchline right at the start. It's really the question isn't really how much can I fit in. The question is, why the heck do you want to fit everything in the first place? Right? Why is it that we're trying so hard to fit everything in? So by everything, I don't know. I mean, to involve everybody, what are the things that you try and fit in? Give me an example. I'm going to pick on you because I know you.
I'm trying to fit in.
That's great. Why don't we go? Jason?
Well, I try to fit in work, kids, soccer.
Great, yeah.
And trying
exercise. Anybody heard of that? Exercise. Exercise. Try to fit that. What about, I don't know, Sal, what do you try to fit in?
I'm trying to fit in the life here at the residence.
Sure.
With the foundation.
Sure, all kinds of
taking care of the
demands.
university kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else? Like, anybody trying to finish their degree or get another degree or continue their education, stuff like that. And there's all sorts of things that place our demands on us. And so I think the first thing is to determine what's at the center of that, right? And if we determine for ourselves what's at the center of that, then the context of trying to fit everything in becomes a lot clearer. So I can't decide for you guys what your root or what the center is for you. For me, I know, you know, it had a lot to do with when I reflected back on times in my life, I always focused on the times that I was happiest, the times that I was most, feeling like I was accomplishing the most, feeling really, I guess the word is serene about what was facing me, which again, it was objectively a lot. And I think the thing that I keep coming back to was the idea that for me the goal was get to heaven, and all that entails. And that might sound corny, might sound trite, but I'll be honest with you, every time, you know, when I'm at home, you know, and I kneel down with the kids to say prayers at the end of the day, I end the prayers every night with the idea, and let's all get to heaven. Because I don't think, and that idea doesn't come from me. I know I've heard it from other people saying, you know, it's our mission statement of our family, this and that and the other thing. You know, for me, it's real simple. It just summarizes everything in a nice, small nutshell that both a 2-year-old can understand and a 25-year-old can appreciate, as well as for us gives us focus, right? So, again, I'm not saying that for all of you that is the focus. I certainly hope it is. For all baptized Catholics, certainly it should be the focus. And it can come in different forms or whatever. It doesn't have to be as corny. But for me, I guess that's what I wanted to say at the start, so that it gives you a little bit of a context for how I try to fit things in. So that's my gold nugget. That's the goal for me, get to heaven. And then everything else is kind of, then life becomes the big adventure, right? Who cares what you fit in or don't fit in, as long as it's focusing us on that task at hand, that goal, right? All right, so fair enough. I don't know. You got everything. So I guess the first thing is that, how do we go about doing that? I think a big idea is that of unity of life, right? We have to be the same person that we are at home, at work, you know, when we're on the soccer pitch, when we're exercising, if we exercise. You know, all the different places that we conduct ourselves in our life, we have to be the same person. And we all know instances when we're not, right? Because they may be more closely linked to when we feel guilty about something and when we're not. But that unity is really important. One of the things, it's funny because you're not married, when you become married, or if you are married, you'll realize that one of the people that keep unity of life in focus for you is your wife. Because generally they are not shy about letting you know when things are sort of a little bit out of whack. You know, it's like, this is the third hour that you're watching NFL Sunday Ticket or whatever.